there, this is Datila with Rangers of Wrestling, bringing you the Wrestling Time Post Show. And for tonight, I will be reviewing AEW Road Rager. Wow, okay, let's talk about that Christian Cage heel turn. So it was hinted at for weeks that Christian Cage was going to turn on Jurassic Express, and tonight was the night. So after losing their tag titles to the Young Bucks, Christian Cage came out and he checked up on Jungle Boy. And he seemed genuinely concerned about Jungle Boy. You know, mind you, Jungle Boy had just like survived a ladder match, right? And so like I said, he seemed genuinely concerned. And then like as he picks up Jungle Boy and they're walking to the ring, all of a sudden, Christian Cage hits him with a kill switch. And then hits him with the famous concerto. So I was like surprised that they went that route. I mean, I didn't think they were gonna wait till after the match to do it. I thought it was gonna be during the match. Like I kind of thought maybe Christian Cage was gonna come out, hold on to the ladder, and like pretend like he's helping like Jurassic Express, but in reality, he pushes them off the ladder. So yeah, I mean, I guess to see where we go from here. Heel Christian Cage. Very curious to see what his explanation is for turning on Jurassic Express and attacking poor Jungle Boy. But with that, tonight's AEW Dynamite, or should I say AEW Road Rager, kicked off with a hair versus hair match. It was Chris Jericho versus Ortiz. And the match, I have to say, the match was a decent match. I didn't mind the match. Of course, we were all wanted to see who was going to get the head shape. And personally, I wanted Ortiz to win this match because I wanted to see a bald Chris Jericho. I mean, come on, imagine a bald Chris Jericho for a second. And all my years watching wrestling, I don't think I've ever seen a bald Chris Jericho. And I really wanted Chris Jericho to be bald. I know Jericho himself probably wouldn't have wanted to be bald, but I wanted Chris Jericho to be bald. I mean, let's look at Chris Jericho has really nice hair and he's all like very nice and long and smooth and straight. I wonder what kind of shampoo and conditioner he's using to maintain such luscious locks. All right. So during the match, I don't understand why the rest of them weren't out there. Santana wasn't out there. So I don't understand why he wasn't out there. You know, to help Eddie Kingston and Ortiz. But the point is, Fuego del Sol comes out and he attacks Ortiz while like the ref isn't looking. And this allows Chris Jericho to win. And like I'm tripping out because I'm like, Fuego del Sol, like why would Fuego del Sol like attack Ortiz? Like what's his deal? And so Chris Jericho wins. And Ortiz is cutting his hair and they want blood and guts. So cannot wait for that blood and guts. And then as Jericho, Hager, and Fuego del Sol are walking away, he pulls off his mask and it turns out to be none other than Sammy Guevara, who I guess rejoined Jericho. So now it's like, okay, where do we go from here now? You know, I should have seen it coming because it was like, I kind of thought for a second, like, Fuego del Sol, I don't think he's got a vendetta against Santana and Ortiz. So Jericho wins. Not happy with the outcome because I wanted to see bald Jericho, but hey, you know, he obviously won for a reason. Maybe Ortiz, Santana, and Kingston will get their win at Blood and Guts. Then we had the 20 paint lives versus 1 elimination match. It was 20 paint lives. I can't say it. Oh my god, Plaintiffs versus Warlow, and this was an entertaining match. Obviously, we knew Warlow was going to win. Like, he was just tossing them left and right. Honestly, so I'm not surprised there. But I don't know about you guys. I don't know. You guys probably, most of you, I'm assuming, don't watch Impact Wrestling. But this kind of reminded me of when Impact did a 9 versus 1. handicap match. It was 9 members of the Learning Tree versus W. Morrissey, which was a fun match. I still don't know where Brian Myers found 9 members of the Learning Tree, but this reminded me of that match. And if you guys haven't seen the 9 versus 1 handicap match on From Impact, I highly suggest you check it out because it was a fun match. It reminded me of this. I mean, this match reminded me of that 9 versus 1 match. So of course, like with this match, Warlow just like wiped the floor with these paint. I can't say it. He just wiped the floor with them. He was tossing them left and right. Did 2 eliminations of 4. And then one of them tried to do a cross body. Warlow caught him. And yeah, Warlow ended up winning this. Come on now. Come on. But still funny match. Fun match. All right. And then afterwards, what happened was that you had Dan Lambert tell Warlow to watch his back, and 2 UFC fighters, Matt Hughes and Tyler Woolley, I believe, who were like front row, enter the ring, but they don't do anything. They're kind of just there. And then smart Mark Sterling gets involved too. And Warlow basically, before anything happens, Warlow says that those UFC fighters are smart to take orders from a rich guy from the Skybox, and that they're basically come from the same cloth. And smart Mark Sterling interjects, and he gets powerbombed for it. So this is the night of OA. I'm looking forward to Warlow versus Scorpio Sky actually having a match. It feels like it would benefit both of them. I definitely do agree. That would actually be a good match. Let's see. Michael 101591. This match was WWE vibes. This is something Vincent Bruce would have booked. This was awful. I disagree with that, just because like I said, it reminded me of the 9 versus 1 handicap match in Impact, the Learning Tree, which I still don't know where Brian Myers found 9 members of the Learning Tree versus W. Morrissey. So I thought that match was pretty entertaining. Yay, thank you guys. Alrighty. So then we get Dax Harwood versus Will Osprey, which was an incredible match. Oh my god, like there was so much back and forth in this match. Like I was rooting for Will Osprey to win this match. I don't know what you guys think or who you guys were rooting for, but I was rooting for Will Osprey. That there was one time when there was going back and forth headbutts and then like elbow strikes, and then Dax with the lariat to Will Osprey. Then you see hair versus hair match was awesome. I like the swerve by Sammy. Really? Yeah, definitely. That match was fantastic. I'm not the biggest FTR guy. Yes, this match was fantastic. Yeah, how come? I'm curious to see it. I think you're the first person to say that. Like usually, a lot of people like FTR, so I'm very curious. So I'm really happy Will Osprey won this match. I think he should have won on Rampage because that was his debut match. But I'm really happy he won this match. If he would have lost this match, like we would have had an issue, because it's like you lose 2 matches, especially when you're trying to build to Forbidden Door. It's like, come on now, like you got to give him a win. And so like at the end, Wheeler Yuta and Cash and Rocky Romero all came out. Tremper, they all came out. And who comes out last? Orange Cassidy. And like he's got the stare down from Will Osprey. And as we found out later in the night, it's going to be Orange Cassidy versus Will Osprey at Forbidden Door, which is not a match I expected. So I'm pretty curious to see how that's going to go down. Let's see. Michael 101591 says, best match of the night. I want to see more of Ospreay on AEW. He wouldn't have lost this. He would have lost this if not Vince or Bruce Pritchard breaking the show. I still think he should have. I still think he should have won the match on Rampage. That's how I view it. But hey, he got a win here, which is what matters. But I still think that going into Forbidden Door, he should have won. Okay, so next we get a crazy segment with John Moxley and forgive me if I'm mispronouncing this. Hiroshi Tanahashi? Is that how you say it? I don't watch New Japan. Oh no, there, I said it. I don't watch New Japan. So like I'm kind of still trying to get familiar with some of these people. Let me see. I always feel that way when I say things about FTR. Haha. Yeah, they just never click with me. Both in WWE and AEW. Great in-ring technically, just never really click with their whole vibe. Hey, and you're entitled to feel that way. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. We all have different opinions on wrestling, and we should all be able to express them. Oh, thank God I'm not the only one that watches New Japan, that doesn't watch New Japan, because, yeah. So, whew. I think back to that comment, to that promo, and that pipe bomb MJF did when he says, why is it because I don't pretend to watch a New Japan? Yeah, totally feel him there, because I don't watch a New Japan, so it gets really difficult for me at times. Okay. So basically, John Moxley was like talking about how he's been chasing Tanahashi for a long, long time. He says that he's chasing from Japan to the Pacific to New Japan Strong. He says it's all about him, that this has belts and tournaments, but there's only one Tanahashi. Let's see. Let the flame shoot up for both of us now. Let the flame shoot up for us both now watching it. Let's see. I keep up with bigger things that happen, but I don't watch it either on a regular basis. I mean, I went to one show last year. What was it? New Japan Resurgence. It wasn't bad. It was my first ever New Japan show. I kind of didn't get what was going on, but I was able to kind of figure it out. Okay. I really don't watch New Japan. I try to also keep up with it, but I don't watch it. I don't. So, he was saying that Tanahashi deserves respect because then he's been an inspiration not only to him, but to many. Moxley calls himself the best wrestler in the planet. He said that there's a lot more on the line than just about that. Everything is on the line for Tanahashi. He said when the dust settles, Tanahashi will call him ace. And then guess who interrupts? Let me see. I watched one match from theirs and it just feels slow. Yeah, like I guess New Japan isn't for everybody. All right. So Chris Jericho interrupts this. And he comes out with Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti. And he says that the only reason John Moxley is in the ring right now is because he wasn't there last week. Tanahashi, which I thought was so hilarious that he did this, tells Chris Jericho to shut up. Imagine he said it like Chris Jericho and he would go around saying, would you please shut the hell up? That would have been really cool. But no, he just said shut up, which was still pretty funny. All right, so then, let me see. More Sammy and Ty cringe. Yeah. Let me see. Love this exchange. Also, all in on heel Sammy and Ty. Yeah, definitely. They do need to be heels. They can no longer be baby faces, in my opinion. They need to be heels going forward. Alrighty. So then, Jericho. Let's see. I love them. All right, so then Jericho orders Lance Archer and Desperado to attack, and as well as the Jericho Appreciation Society also come out to attack Moxley and Tanahashi. And Jericho introduces the newest members of the JSA, which is Ty Conti and Sammy Guevara. Jericho says that for the first time ever, he's gonna team up with Minoru Suzuki, and Moxley and Tanahashi will take out the Jericho Appreciation Society. So I actually really dug this promo. I cannot believe we're going to get Jericho and Miro Suzuki team up together. That's going to be a very fun match, I have to say. How are they going to coexist? So and Jericho bringing up the fact that he beat Tanahashi at Wrestle Kingdom 14. So I'm thinking where this is going. I really am. But it was a little chaotic. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little chaotic. I felt like it was a little all over the place, but I got what they were doing. I got it. The answer is they will. Of course, they're gonna coexist. We're just okay. So then we get a Toni Storm segment. She says that she dropped out of school when she was 15, but she says that Britt is smart because obviously Britt, we all know she's a dentist. And she said that everybody knows the D.M.D, but they want to see Toni Storm as champion. She's not wrong there. We do want to see Toni Storm as champion. So then we get Ethan Page versus Miro, and this was a good match. I think, in my opinion, I feel like it could have gone either way. Ethan Page or Miro could have won this, but Miro ends up winning by submission, despite the fact that Dan Lambert tried to get involved in this. I have to say, I feel bad for Ethan Page because he left Impact Wrestling and his partner Josh Alexander. He basically split up the North, came to AEW, I guess maybe trying to be a single star, and he got put in a tag team, and he has yet to win gold. And meanwhile, in Impact, you got Josh Alexander, who's the current Impact World Champion. And you can even say the same thing for Kiera Hogan. She left Fire and Flava and, left Impact Wrestling. And she really wasn't doing anything until she became a baddie. And Tasha Steelz, meanwhile, on the other hand, has become Knockouts champion. So it's kind of ironic that happened. I know a lot of people were cheering for Miro, but I was actually rooting for Ethan Page. I actually wanted him to win this competition, but I kind of knew or suspected that going up against Miro, he really didn't stand a chance. Let's see. Good match, but predictable. I knew from when they announced Miro was winning this. Yeah, the Impact to AEW move hasn't been the smoothest for some. Yeah, it definitely hasn't, so I feel for Ethan. Like, he's been stuck in that tag team. Scorpio Sky TNT champion, but Ethan Page hasn't won gold. So, I don't know. I don't know what we do with poor Ethan Page. I really don't. If anything, maybe Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky should challenge for the tag titles. Maybe, at least that way, he'll have some gold. Then we get Toni Storm versus Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D. Let me see, which is crazy because since there's like 20 titles floating around now. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know if AEW recognizes the FTW title, but hell, Ethan Page could just challenge Ricky Starks for that and take the title off of him. Ricky Starks isn't doing anything with it. It's just a prop at this point. So this match was a match we were all waiting for. It's been building for a while. And I have to say, my favorite part in this match was when Toni Storm, she did like a hip attack to Britt. And like, she looks like she's out of it. And she's like, not responsive. And she's kind of just laying there. Turns out she was playing possum. And she did so she could try and pin Toni Storm. But it backfired on her. It backfired. So at one point during the match, of course, like Reba distracts the ref. Jamie Hayter pulls Toni Storm and attacks her. And who comes out? Thunder Rosa comes out and attacks her. Oh, and chases her actually out of the ring. And like Britt attempts to do the lockjaw, but Toni Storm counters, and then she hits her with the Storm Zero, and Toni Storm won. And I'm actually really glad Toni Storm won this match. I think Toni Storm needed the win more than Dr. Britt Baker. Very good match. Could have went either way. No, I disagree. With this women's match. I think Toni Storm needed to win. I don't think Britt Baker needed the win. Toni Storm needed it, especially she's going to challenge Thunder Rosa for the title. Yeah, Toni Storm needed the win. And then at the end of the match, Thunder Rosa and Toni Storm definitely had that stare down. Agree, it's Toni time. Pun intended or no pun intended? But that's a good one, Night of OA. So, and we found out that Toni Storm and Thunder Rosa are going to fight at Forbidden Door. Let's see, left her in WWE and NXT seems so happy. She's getting some momentum in AEW. Rosa versus Storm should be fire. I definitely do agree should be fire. So, afterwards, we get a Hangman Adam Page segment. Let me see. I don't stand by any of those. Thunder Rosa stand by me neither. I don't stand by that either. So with this segment, Hangman comes out and he says that he called his shot last week. So he called out Okada and he wants the IWGP title. But he said it didn't occur to him that Okada would lose the title before Forbidden Door. And as we all know, Jay White is now IWGP champion. So he says the challenge is still on. He still wants that title. But who interrupts Adam Cole? Hangman Adam Page? Adam Cole, baby. Boom. And he says that Hangman won't challenge for the title, but he congratulates Jay White. He says that Forbidden Door isn't about AEW, it's about the Undisputed Elite. And then he says there's somebody here who wants to say hi. And Jay White hits the Blade Runner to Hangman. He basically attacks him from behind. And Jay White says he's the catalyst of pro wrestling and what makes Hangman think he calls the shots. Now here's the part that gets interesting. Jay White says he won't defend against Hangman or against Adam Cole, baby. So then who is he going to defend against? Now, I don't know what the latest update on Kenny Omega is. I really don't. But if Kenny Omega is medically cleared to return, I would think maybe Jay White might challenge Kenny Omega. If not, who? Maybe Bryan Danielson if he's not doing anything. Who do you guys think can challenge who Jay White was going to pick? Or would challenge Jay White for the IWGP title? Because now I'm intrigued. He doesn't want to defend against Adam Cole, baby. And Hangman? Who's left? Who? I'm pretty sure we're overlooking someone. I just can't put a name on it. But I'm curious to see who his opponent's going to be. Very curious about that. And then in the main event, we get the tag team ladder match. It is the Young Bucks versus Jurassic Express. And as we all know, this was originally supposed to be a triple threat ladder match. It was supposed to be Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks versus the Hardy Boys. But unfortunately, Jeff Hardy was arrested for a DUI and driving without a license, a suspended license, I believe. Suspended license. And it was just, and Tony Khan did release a statement saying that Jeff Hardy has been suspended without pay and won't be able to return until he completes the sobriety program, goes to rehab. Awesome ladder match. It didn't need the Hardys in it. Yeah, it definitely didn't. It was a great match regardless, but we all know what the original plan was supposed to be. Alrighty, so this match, I think one spot that I really liked was the 3 Northern Light suplexes that Nick Jackson did to Jungle Boy. He did 2 that are in the ring, and the third one was on the ladder. That was cool, but that looked like it hurt big time. Oh my god, when the Bucks attempt the BTE trigger like on Jungle Boy, and then they miss, and he like pushes them off the ladder, I was like, oh my god. The 450 splash to Luchasaurus by Nick Jackson. Let me see. Jeff needs to focus on getting help over wrestling. Yeah, I definitely do. He definitely does need that. Another spot that I liked in this match was when Jungle Boy did the Hurricanrana to Matt Jackson through a table. That was incredible. Holy smokes. Like, I'm surprised nobody died in this match. Seriously, because some of these spots are crazy. Oh, Matt Jackson doing the elbow to Luchasaurus through a table. Another crazy spot. Or how about the Bucks pushing Luchasaurus off the ladder, who went through like 2 different tables. And at some point, Nick Jackson starts bleeding. I didn't catch why he was bleeding when he started bleeding, but he started bleeding during this match. And then, of course, the Young Bucks were victorious and became the new AEW Tag Team Champions. It makes me wonder if this was always a plan for them to win the titles, or if Jurassic, or maybe the Hardys would have won. I don't know. So I'm very curious to see what the original plan for this match was. But this was a fantastic match. Great main event. Christian Cage turned heel and hit Jungle Boy with the famous Concerto. So, like, I'm very curious to see where we go from here and what happens next. Like, Forbidden Door is shaping up to be a great pay-per-view, and I cannot wait. I'm actually really, really excited for that. So, but with that being said, you guys, thank you guys all so much for watching. Oh, actually, I forgot something. That concludes this review. It really does. And tonight's Dynamite, or should I say Road Ranger, was actually pretty great. I really enjoyed it. There's really not one thing I disliked about this, although I was a little confused about Sammy Guevara rejoining Jericho. But I have to give this show a Ty Dillinger, a perfect 10. Yeah, it's definitely a Ty Dillinger, a perfect 10. Michael101591 agrees with me. But with that being said, you guys, thank you guys all so much for watching and for your continued support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video. And I'll see you guys tomorrow after Impact Wrestling. Bye.